Okay, welcome to Understanding the Self, and this is lesson number 3. All right. For this, we're going to talk about the um, from the perspective of anthropology. We are done with philosophy, we are done with sociology, and the third one would be the anthropology. Okay, and with this, they say that what man is now is a product of his past. Okay, so do you guys believe on that one? Meaning, kaya ganito ang features mo. Okay, kaya ganito ang kung paano ang pag-uugali mo or some has balahibo. Okay, ay yung iba naman is makapalang kilay or malago ang buhok or mabalahibo. It's because of, according to Charles Darwin, we came from the monkey. We already know that one, okay? And because of that, nak malaking apekto ang past natin sa kung ano tayo ngayon. Okay? So, back then, um, sumula Australopithecus, Homo erectus, yung mga ganong stages of ni Charles Darwin, okay? Um, since then, survival of the fittest. Okay, we are looking for food up to this day. Okay, so and back then, if you would notice, ganun din naman yung mga ginagawa ng mga other apes. Okay, so that's why nasabi ni Charles Darwin na what we are now is because of our past. And if you know, guys, you might search the primordial soup. Okay? Just a quick one. This primordial soup is about of nagsimula daw ang lahat because of malalaki naman daw talaga ang mga puno. Yes, ang mga animals. Okay, kaya may mga dinosaurs, kaya may mga big fishes. It's because of dahil sa kakulangan ng necessity, nag-adapt din yung tao because kailangan nila. Halimbawa, dati is may mga fossils, ang paleontology, right? It is study of fossils. Sabi nito mga paleontologists, mayroon daw na mga um, evidence kung bakit naging ganito. Yung mga features eto mga 'to, bakit wala ng dinosaur, wala ng mga big fishes, it's because of the necessity. Okay? So, wala ng wala na kasing imagine kung meron pang mga dinosaur ngayon, ano nang matitira sa mga taong for food? If we have dinosaur up to this day and big fishes, okay, so paano na tayo ngayon? And we need to adapt as well. Kaya nagbago yung features natin. That's according to primordial soup. Nag-a-adapt yung tao, it's because of the needs, because of the things na nag-a-adjust din daw. Okay? Just a little bit background for that. Okay? Now, anthropology as interconnected. We have archaeology, okay? We have linguistic, we have biological anthropology, and cultural anthropology. These are the things that we need to be tackled for, okay? And what is now the archaeology? It focuses in the past and how it may have contributed to the present ways of how people conduct their daily lives, made people realize the important aspect of human nature, which is survival. So, for this, pinag-aaralan na before, um, meron as what I'm saying, may mga giant man, okay? Ito yung mga malalaking tao, okay? And since um, kailangan nila mag-survive, nag-evolve din ito, and we become now a human. Okay? Um, and also back then, the important thing is that how people to survive. Okay, sa brief introduction natin kanina, ang sabi nga doon ay the only thing na kung bakit nandito ang mga human being, and then back then also dun sa sinabi natin kanina, is for us to survive. So we have the same characteristic as what yung mga apes dati, yung mga ninuno. It's because of that. We have the same goal for us to survive. However, even though we have similarities from the past, we also have magkaiba din tayo. We are similar yet we are different. In what way? In what way kung paano yung ginagawa dati, okay? Kung paano sila mamuhay is different na from now. Now we have gadgets. Now we have different kind of thing. We work in the modern world unlike before, but still the necessity are similar. Okay? So that's what archaeology says. Next will be biological anthropology. For this, focus primarily on how the human body adapts to the different Earth environments. Human beings at present still share the same biological strengths and vulnerabilities. Example would be eating the right balance of nutrients from food and intake of minerals is beneficial to all human beings, while what may be lethal for one will most likely have the same effect on others. Okay? So, before, kahit na biological anthropology, halimbawa na dito is through medicine. Okay? Um, naimbento si halimbawa si penicillin, right? Naimbento to cure um kung yung bacteria, okay? Or mga other gamot, okay? To cure something. And since that we have the same biological characteristics, mapapasa ito to the next generation. Okay, so kung pwede itong bagay na to ay nakatulong for now, maaaring makatulong din ito to the next generation since that we have the same biological characteristics. And it has the same effect. Example, kung kumain ka kung dati is hindi maganda ang pagkain mo ng nutrients or pagkain mo ng food intake, minerals intake, okay? So napapag-aralan sa biological anthropology na kung dati is marami na namatay sa ganitong pagkain ng food, to the next generation, maaring marami din ang mamatay if makukontinue or kakainin nila tong mga bagay na to. So that is what we are now is a product of the past as well. Okay, as what I am saying earlier, biological characteristic human beings share, I may earn for them complete dominion over all earth creatures and at the same time to be cause of their extinction. Example would be cure ng pandemic, okay? So before, since we are now experiencing pandemic, and kaya tayo nandito ngayon for online class, it's because of that. Wala tayong face-to-face. A cure during a pandemic like yung Black Death, okay? Okay, kaya hindi na the same thing na nangyari before is hindi na maaring mangyari because there is a cure na already dun sa ano. But, however, it evolves. That's why we have COVID-19, okay? Nag-evolve naman. So, Ganun pa man, kailangan pa rin na masolusyonan yun with kung paano natin sosolusyon ang pandemic ngayon, if we have vaccine, if we have already cure, in the next generation, kung magkaroon man ng same thing para doon or magkaroon man or mauso man ulit yung pandemic, okay, mabibigyan na ulit natin sila ng enough na cure kasi we already developed that one. Okay, example also is the virus anthrax, which is lethal for one will be lethal as for many. Okay, so kung ang isang bagay, isang viruses or isang bacteria ay nakakamatay na nangyari sa isang tao, eh nangyayari din ito sa lahat. It's because of we have the same biological characteristics. Next, linguistic anthropology. Human survival is primarily linked to their ability to communicate. Okay? So, with this sense, sinasabi na kaya we have the same sa linguistic anthropology, um, pinag-uusapan na we have the same language. It's because we need to communicate to someone that we would like to, we would want to. Okay, and that is one thing also to survive. Language identifies a group of people. Okay, so for dito naman, sinasabi dito na para ma-identify mo ang isang language ng isang tao, okay, or ma-identify mo ang isang tao through his language. Example, if you are Bisaya, alright? Okay? If you are speaking Cebuano, if you are speaking Tagalog, ma-identify mo kung anong region ka, kung anong grupo ng tao ka nabibilang. Okay? If you are speaking with Chubacano also, if you are speaking with Ilonggo also, okay? So, in this linguistic anthropology, ma-identify kung saan grupo ka nabibilang. Okay? Next, linguistic anthropologists also study how language and models of communication change over time. So, what does it mean? Um, Sasabi lang dito na dati 'di ba meron tayong G-words, 'di ba? Yung aga, paga, something like that. Example, aga, magaga, galiging, kaga, pagalaga. Alright? Before, ginagamit yung is to hide the information. Okay? Um, Paano yun nag-evolve? Nung marami na nakaalam ng ganito is nahinto yun. And then we have Becky language. Okay? Dati, when we say jowa, when we say syupatentang, when we say baclush, okay? Meron lang specific na tao na to. But as time goes by, itong mga language na to ay nag evolve. Okay? Nag-change to over time. It's because of everybody knows that language already. Kapag sinabi mong lafang, kain, or Tommy, Tommy na akes. Okay? Yung mga ganong words. And it changed over time. It's because of bakit ba nauso yun? It's because of people want or some gays want to hide something. Okay? Kapag sila may nakitang gwapo or kapag sila may nakita, it might be mali ako, but that's how I analyze it. Okay? Um, because they would like to hide something. That's why may na, may nabubuong mga salita doon. Okay? And next, cultural anthropology. Culture is described as a group of people ways of life. Okay? Cultural anthropologists are interested in knowing what makes one group manner of living particular to the group and forms an essential part of the members' personal and social identity. Okay, so doon muna tayo sa first bullet. Okay, culture is described as a group of people's way of life. Okay, halimbawa, I'm not sure pero narinig ko na kapag in, nasa Batangas ka, and also you are invited to become ninong or ninang, okay, you're obliged to give 20,000, I think, yung pinakamababa. Something like that. I'm not sure with that. But hindi ko alam kung doon to sa Batangas, okay? But as what I heard, ikaw yung may hiya kung inalok ka as magninong or ninang tapos onti lang ibibigay mo. And then there are some also, okay, na culture na kapag kasal is magsasabit ka ng pera. Okay? Okay? It's because of this is what their culture says. Okay, this is what the culture says. It's one thing na way of life nila. Okay, and cultural anthropologists, let me repeat again, cultural anthropologists are interested in knowing what makes one group's manner of living particular to that group and forms an essential part of member personal and social identity. Okay, sinasabi din dito is na yung social identity mo, yung manners mo, and your attitude mo, it's because kaya ka ganyan, it might be, dito ka sa kulturang ganito nang galing. Okay, kaya siguro parang medyo matapang ka magsalita, it's because you are from Batangas, di ba? So that's what cultural anthropologist says dito sa second bullet. Kaya ganyan ang manner mo, it's because of this is the culture where you raised, okay? Dito ka na lumaki, dito ka nabibilang. Okay, kaya siguro medyo malambing ka magsalita. It's because of um you are from the Iloilo. Kasi sabi nila kapag daw Ilonggo is sweet ka magsalita. Okay? And I would like to add on this linguistic anthropology. Okay. And we also have this another example of YOLO. You only live once, right? And dati hindi naman siya ganun kasikat. If meron na siya dati, but it's because of transforming of language to communication. We have these different kinds of language. We also have um, not the TGIF, but I don't give a, di ba? May mga kantang ganun na ginagawang acronym. It's because of the word itself evolves as for communication. And also, we have BTW, by the way, on my way, and something like that, right? And before, hindi naman nagkaroon ng ganon. Okay? And also, it talks about again the use of technology. Kasi, and sa tuwing nagkakaroon tayo ng, technology has a great influence for that one. Okay, kung paano tayo makapag-usap. Okay, mas napapaikli natin yung isang bagay by the use of technology because sino nga ba ang sisipagin na you only live once, 'di ba? Na ang haba-haba instead of you can say it in the word of YOLO. Okay? And what else? Um, okay, yung mga ganong words, yung mga, because of technology, as what I am saying earlier, nalilimitahan or nagkakaroon tayo ng um, transformation in regards na din sa paano tayo makapag-usap. Okay? We have theory of cultural determinism. Human nature is determined by the ideas, meaning beliefs and values learned as member of society. For this one, sa cultural determinism, na sinasabi dito na nakakaapekto ang kultura kung paano tayo mag-behave. Nakakaapekto ang kultura kung paano tayo mag-isip at magbigay ng meaning sa mga bagay-bagay. It's because of sa cultural anthropology, it talks about yung environment natin, kung saan tayong kultura na bibilang. That's how kaya ka ganyan mag-isip is because you were raised for this kind of culture. Okay? Yun ang sinasabi sa theory of cultural determinism. We have positive suggests that human beings can be shaped, formed to have the kind of life they prefer. It further means that there is no limit placed on the human ability to be or to do whatever they set their minds and hearts into. With this one, sinasabi dito as positive, like, if you would want your kid or your behavior na ma-raise ka in this kind of culture, okay, magagawa mo. Okay, shape mo yung behavior mo to be raised on that one, to adopt that kind of thing. That is the positive culture na bibigyan tayo ng kalaya. If you do not want our culture anymore, then we can leave on that one and then go escape and go to the other places. Okay? Kung saan mas mahuhubog o kung saan mo gusto mahuhubog ang pagkatao mo. Okay? However, there is a negative part. It may mean that people have no control over what they learn. They blindly accept the learning their cultures expose them to. Human beings are seen as helpless and do only what their culture instructs them to do. This places human nature under the mercy of his culture. Okay, so with this, okay, minsan the negative part of having a culture is nabubulag na tayo na kung ano ba talaga yung gusto nating maging. Okay? Just like Binukot or yung huling prinsesa ni Cara David na pina ex, pina-assignment ko sa inyo. Alright? Doon sinasabi na um, hindi lahat may gusto ng kulturang maging binukod. Okay? Kasi dumarating sa time na nabubulag na sila just to preserve that culture, hindi sila natututong maglakad, diuduyan lang sila, or mga princess dati. Okay, that's the negative. However, the positive on that side ay napapreserve nila yung culture, nahuhubog sila kung ano yung gusto nilang kultura na makuha or ma-adapt dun sa culture na yon. Okay? Yun nga lang, on the negative part, naging blinded na sila kung hanggang saan lang ba dapat ang kultura at nasasakop. Kung ayaw ng isang tao sa kultura niya, hanggang kailan mo siya ipupush to embrace that culture. However, I'm not saying na kung, kung sa palagay ko ay hindi maganda yung kultura mo, bitawan mo yan and so on, I cannot say that one. I cannot enforce you to do that one. So, since that we are all, sa sinasabi nga natin sa previous lesson, are independent, okay, to do what we want to do, and it might be, on my stand, preserve natin, but we still limitations, okay? We also have culture diversity. Okay, we have symbols. Symbols are the words, gestures, picture, objects that have a recognized or accepted meaning in a particular culture. Symbols can be shared or copied by other culture who find them also fitting for their own culture. Example would be rings, signify commitment. Okay? Colors have meanings that are similar in many cultures as well. Okay, so other cultural diversity that we have symbols. Si symbols, alimbawa, if kung meron ka ng singsing on your left hand, it signifies committed ka na or signifies na kasal ka na, right? And colors sa in culture diversity kapag ganto ang kulay mo, ganto ang kulay ng suot mo has meaning also in different cultures. Okay? And with these symbols, it has an effect also of how we behave as well. Next, heroes are the person from the past or present who have characteristics that are important in culture. They may be real or fictitious and are models for behavior. Okay? We have Jose Rizal. We have Andres Bonifacio, Spider-Man, Darna. Okay? So with these examples that we have here on the list, sasabi dito na yung mga heroes natin, depende pa rin, nakadepende siya sa anong culture natin. Like, Jose Rizal. Okay? So, anong merong characteristics sa Jose Rizal na inline sa Pilipino? Andres Bonifacio or si Pule. Pule. If I'm not taking yun yung um, nickname niya. Anong meron kay Spider-Man? Bakit sa ibang bansa siya at hindi siya applicable dito? Or applicable nga ba talaga si Spider-Man dito sa Pilipinas? Si Jose Rizal, applicable ba siya sa ibang bansa? Okay? So, also Darna. Okay, applicable ba si Darna dito sa ibang bansa? Hindi. Or applicable ba yung mga other Justice League doon na characters and dito sa Pilipinas? It's because of these heroes portraying kung sino sila with their culture. Okay? So, kaya siya naging hero, kaya siya it symbolizes a hero. It's because of sa kultura na to is kapag ganito ang characteristic mo, then you are the hero. We also have rituals. Our activities may be religious or social, participated in by a group of people for the fulfillment of desired objectives and are considered to be socially essentials. Okay, example, religious ceremonies like baptism and weddings, social ceremonies like birthdays and graduations. Okay, so um, um, the culture also talks about or the rituals talk us about also the culture. Okay, that's why we have this kind of ritual. It's because this is what the culture says. Okay, kaya may ganito tayong kapag birthday is this is the type of celebration that we have. Okay, to celebrate that birthday, or this is the ritual that we have to celebrate birthday because this also symbolizes our culture. We also have values are considered to be the core of every culture. Values are unconscious and can neither be discussed nor be directed, observed, but can only be inferred from the way people act and react to circumstances and situations. Example, respect for elders. We also have hospitality and nationalism. Okay? And for this one, it might be innate na sa atin yung ganito or it might be your values speaks where you are. Okay? Sasabi nila na kung paano ang pag-uugali mo or paano ka rumespeto sa elder like just like mano po, it's because it symbolizes also where you are from. Okay? Kaya may pagmano po it's because of um, dahil Pilipino ka. Okay? Filipinos known for being hospitable. Okay? Kaya ganyan ka mag-react every time na may bisita. It's because of this is what the cultures dictate na sa atin. Okay? Ito yung namana natin sa kultura. Okay? For this, we have an activity. I want you to answer the Ang Huling Prinsesa by Cara David. Okay? I explained some of the parts already. And one of the question is that, mm, are you going to preserve the culture? para lang, are you going to marry rather a man or a woman just to preserve the culture? What is your stand on that one? Okay, so ano ang natutunan natin kay Alicia P. Magos na isang anthropologist? How are we going to apply it to ourselves? Should we preserve our culture? What are the limitations? Okay, and that's the end of lesson of this. Okay, thank you for listening and hope you enjoyed this lesson.